I had a coworker who loved throwing people under the bus in meetings to make himself look good. One day, he claimed I missed a deadline in front of everyone and suggested I was unreliable. I didn't argue. I just calmly shared my screen and opened the email where he emailed me late with the files. The night before the deadline, the room went silent. Then the manager looked at him and said, "So you're the reason this was late." He never tried me again. Have you ever had one of those bosses who just seems to get a kick out of making you feel small? Well, let me tell you a story about a manager named Dave and an employee named Tom. Tom was a solid worker. Always on time, always hitting his targets. But Dave had a mean streak. He loved to call people out in front of everyone, especially during the big weekly meetings. One Monday morning, Dave was in a particularly bad mood. He started the meeting by projecting the sales numbers on the big screen. He pointed to Tom's name, which was just slightly below the top performers. "Tom," he said, his voice dripping with sarcasm, "looks like you had a nice, relaxing weekend. A little too relaxing, maybe. Your numbers are just average. We don't do average here." The entire room went silent. You could feel the awkwardness. Tom just stared at his notepad, his face turning red. He felt completely humiliated. But here's where it gets interesting. Later that week, the regional director, Mr. Harris, made a surprise visit. He wanted to sit in on the weekly meeting. Dave, wanting to impress Mr. Harris, decided to use the same tactic. He brought up the sales chart again. "As you can see, Mr. Harris," Dave started, "we're always pushing for excellence. For example, Tom here." But before he could finish his jab, Mr. Harris cut him off. "Hold on, Dave," Mr. Harris said, looking at the chart. "You're telling me Tom is your average performer? I just reviewed the regional data this morning. Tom isn't just above average for this branch. He's in the top 5 for the entire region. In fact, his client retention rate is the highest in the company." The silence in the room this time was different. It was heavy. Dave's face went from smug to pale in about 2 seconds. Mr. Harris then turned to Tom. "Tom, I've been looking for someone with your skills to lead a new training initiative for our junior sales team. It would come with a promotion and a significant raise. Would you be interested?" Tom, still a bit stunned, managed a nod and a yes, absolutely. Dave tried to recover, stammering something about pushing his team to be their best, but the damage was done. Mr. Harris just gave him a cold, disappointed look. After the meeting, word spread like wildfire. Dave lost all respect from his team. His authority was gone. Within a few months, he was quietly transferred to a different department with far less responsibility. Tom, on the other hand, excelled in his new role. He became known as a leader who built people up instead of tearing them down. It just goes to show you, treating people with disrespect, especially in a professional setting, will always come back to bite you. Karma has a funny way of sorting things out, doesn't it? What you put out into the world, you get back. So be kind. It costs nothing, and it might just save your career. Thanks for watching. If you liked this story, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more. See you next time.